Okay, you can now start.
All right. Well, good morning or afternoon or evening, everybody.
Hello.
I'm ripWSB and
I'm ceebs5. Who am I? ceebs5?
ceebs5.
It's still early morning for us.
We are going to be playing Unravel 2 today, which has these two little yarn creatures called Yarnies. And it's a little bit of a puzzle platformer, more platformer than puzzler. And we're going to be trying to play it quickly.
Yeah.
And by doing some crazy co-op only glitches and strats that will hopefully work, but we'll see what happens.
Very, very fun co-op game, yeah.
The any percent, it's a little bit crazy. Everything's allowed, obviously. And so there's going to be a lot of out of bounds, a lot of weird looking tricks.
We're going to start off by trying to skip all of chapter 1, and we'll see how
Yeah.
it goes.
So, yeah, the any percent was created because there's a couple spots in the game where you can interact with objects and get these really random reactions that can potentially skip to the end of a chapter. So there's 7 chapters in the game, and if you can like almost completely skip one and then halfway skip another, it's a big difference. So do you want to do the countdown, mister?
I did the last countdown. You do
All right.
this one.
So we'll go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
So instead of using the log, which is kind of what had been known beforehand as a way to skip chapter 1, we're going to be trying to do something that's co-op only with these little tricks right here. So we can kind of like shoot each other across places. All right, I'm going to have to concentrate for a second. I can get up. Up. So we're going to be trying to do some things called flings and cancels. We can get and then also zoops. So there's a bunch of names going on.
Am I early?
I don't know. All right, one more time. Go. Oh, this might be it.
This could have worked. All right.
Come on, baby. Ooh.
Too far?
Okay, so the end of the chapter 1 is to the left of where you start, just like a really far distance. And so if you get lucky and get these flings to just kind of yeet you across, you can make it all the way to the end of the first chapter without actually playing like the rest of it and save
Okay,
like
so
5 minutes.
So
I think.
kind of a bit. Well, now we're gonna have to explain zoops, flings.
Yeah. So everything that went into that
What-
craziness right there, where we just did chapter 1 in about a minute.
Yes. So how long would you say that usually takes? About 6 to 7 minutes.
Yeah, on a good 80% run, I think you're getting out of chapter 1 in about a little between 5:30 and 6 minutes. So
Feels good.
basically, the game defaults. There's an auto grab, so that when one Yarny kind of dangles from another Yarny from like a knot or a ledge or something, it'll automatically keep you from falling all the way down. And so if you turn that off in co-op, I think Pokewix and Stir and Meal found that you can like just magically fly to the other Yarny.
Cover great distance between the two of you, like instantly.
So by holding 2 buttons at the same time, one Yarny will kind of just magically float to the other Yarny.
The only disadvantage is that you could tangle.
Yeah.
Which it can tangle on any sort of objects that you can interact with, or walls, or even just random things in the air. So.
And if the Yarnies are flipping, especially if they're back flipping, there's a really good chance of tangling either in the floor or the ceiling, because when the Yarnies flip and you zoop to the other Yarny, the trajectory that the Yarny takes kind of follows the flip of the first Yarny. So it kind of spirals around, and for some reason the back flips just always seem to tangle.
Yeah.
But if you get a front flip, you can use that and kind of cancel the zoop mid-zoop. You'll see, we'll kind of show like what's going to happen.
Well, that's kind of what happened in chapter
yeah.
1 here. Off of the ground.
Right, so that the red Yarny was getting a front flip to the left. The yellow Yarny zooped to that red Yarny and then was canceled, and their the fling momentum was kind of preserved by that cancel. And so you're able to just get crazy distances if you get lucky and don't get shot off into space.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna.
So it's gonna get a little crazy from here on out. We just kind of climbed over that wall right there.
Oh yeah. We did, didn't
That's
we?
not necessarily a co-op only strat. It's not gonna work. So now we're gonna be trying to do some not KNOT, some swing flings. So you can.
I didn't even zoop.
That's not a good sign. The zoops seem to not be working great today. I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay.
I want to be here all day.
Yeah, that's
Coming
fair.
to me? All right. So you can get a front flip by using a Yarny as a anchor point, and in doing so, it sets up for these flings a little bit easier. And we'll be using just these zoops themselves a lot because they're really useful to get kind of around the game and above and around puzzles and places. So here, no.
Zoops again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a little cold in the apartment. It might be affecting our ability to hit these buttons quickly.
Timing is such a huge deal.
Yeah, the flings are really time sensitive.
Yeah.
When you
That's the real trick.
when you cancel, when you zoop, when you cancel, again.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, yeah, this is what
Oh, bad.
we're calling goat climb.
So yeah, there's a bunch of the main thing that we'll be skipping are cutscenes, and some invisible walls, but the cutscenes are a big time save throughout the whole run.
Yeah.
So there was a cutscene there that we skipped by jumping over that invisible wall. My bad. In that solo mode.
Yes, Rip also plays this game solo, and
The stress
does a great job.
in how you play are completely different. So if I make those kind of dumb mistakes, that's gonna be my excuse.
That's fine.
So we're gonna be trying for a little bit of a difficult ground fling here. We've kind of been messing with this one lately. Got a little something.
Okay. I don't know how you ended up in front of me, but
Yeah.
these zoops have been kind of weird. But
And there's certain spots in the game where the Yarnies will just front flip naturally. And so you can kind of use those to your advantage.
oh, I didn't know you were coming out. My
That's
bad.
fine. Going for the partner swing fling. So we also do something called partner swings, which is basically just one Yarny holds a knot, kind of drops down, and then the other Yarny will hold on to that Yarny. So there's like a Yarny in the middle, and it's just like a really long string. And this allows for much quicker, beefier swings than you would on like just one Yarny with a normal swing. So we will use those kind of mega swings just to cover more ground, even if there's not a good spot to fling from. This
Yarnies
is
don't run very fast.
yeah. So
They're
anytime you
super
can
cute.
swing, you're moving a lot quicker than if you would just run and jump. We're gonna be trying for another really random weird skip, involving this skateboard. Oh,
Oh.
try one more.
Yeah, let's
I'm
try.
gonna go to the left this time.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you go under.
So this one is kind of what we had been doing in chapter 1 before we found out there's a good way to fling.
A better way.
And so this one, you were just kind of like praying to the skateboard guys right
Yeah.
now.
I feel
Go to the right, go to the right. Okay.
Nah. I
Too
feel
bad.
far less confident about skateboard though than I do about the chapter
Yeah.
1 skip. Now.
When it works, it's great, but it's just so random. But you can potentially use that skateboard to get to the very end of the chapter.
I was
So-
gonna say they almost robbed me of my flip, and I was gonna be sad.
So it's not as good as the chapter 1 where you just completely skip the whole chapter.
Right,
You still
it's
have
right
to
at the
play.
beginning.
Yeah, you still have to play most of 2, but
That was my bad. Yeah, these.
this is gonna be a
cancel-
long run if these zoops don't work. My bad. Back in that chapter, not chapter 1, but solo mindset again. We'll be using some zoop cancels here to get up and over these puzzles.
Oh, you're right.
Bruh. A little bit of just running and
Yes.
jumping here. We're gonna be trying for a couple little flings, using just a regular flip. Oh, not so much. And those, the timing, there's not a whole lot of spacing to swing, so it's a matter of timing and very little space. So we don't usually expect those to work, but worth a shot.
My bad.
That's cool. Oh! If I'd been able to catch that, it would have been a lot more slick.
Oh, I always think that if we're flinging past a knot, like,
A couple little swing sections here, and then we'll be trying for some more zoop cancels.
Yeah, so just a word about this game. There's a lot of these really fun puzzles, and you haven't seen a single one of them. So if ever you want to play this game for some puzzly fun, no spoilers here.
Yeah, that's the good thing about the...
That was early.
The co-op run. We should have woken up before we started playing.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's plenty of backups that you can do if
Right.
the first thing you do doesn't work, and there's so many different ways to go about playing the game now that it's... You do one, it messes up. You do the one that you used to do, it messes up. You do the one that you started with, it messes up. You do it normally, and you're fine. You just eat a little bit of a time loss. It's not too big. But...
That, and we have like about a year under our belt now playing this game together, so... A year of kind of cycling and trying new strats.
I guess we should like touch on the fact that there was a child to start out with, kind of these shadowy figures in the background.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a story going on. It's gonna be kind of sporadic since we'll be skipping a lot of the kind of cutscenes. But there's these two kids and they're kind of running away from these shadowy adults. My bad. And that's kind of the premise of the game. You kind of help them escape, and throughout the game, each chapter has its own little environment that the kids are kind of running through and getting away from these adults. So we'll see a little bit more of them later on. I'm gonna try for a little bit of a fling here. We'll take it.
That was nice.
And the thing with the flings is there's a consistent way to set them up, and pretty much you know where you're going, but not necessarily how far. And we'll be trying for another kind of risky...
I didn't zoom.
I'm gonna just go right, left, right. Oh,
Cancel me.
let's just keep going.
Okay.
So again, these ground flings are kind of new that we've been messing with, so not necessarily our best spot right now, but we figured we'd go for them. Because when they do work, you can skip up pretty good portions of the game, so they're pretty useful, albeit slightly risky.
I didn't zoom again. This is
Gonna be an interesting run if we're gonna have trouble with these zoops. Ooh! When the whole run I think we might have to go all the way, back to the beginning. And that's the other problem with zoops sometimes, is if you zoop past a checkpoint, you don't get it. So I'm gonna run through this one, make sure we get that just in case. These little flame guys are pretty much the only enemies for the most part that you have to encounter. Their own set cycles as to where they're moving, so you usually know when they're going. Sometimes they jump. Dude, even the jump's not working. This is gonna be fun. Now, we always blame the controllers, but we know it's us.
always.
But if you kind of get ahead of where the game thinks you're gonna be, then sometimes the flame guy cycles are a little bit weird. But for the most part, just kind of react and act accordingly.
No, zoops are shifty though.
To be fair, we do have a controller that is a little bit busted.
A little.
We've adjusted the settings. Oh, Jesus. Adjusted the settings. I think, was it yours that you go left and right?
Yeah. No, I just start slowly
ghost
walking
movements?
right.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready, yeah.
Alright, screw it.
Screw it.
I mean, we haven't been getting anything.
You're right. Is this how this usually goes?
No.
Okay. You're just doing the whole solo thing, aren't you?
Oh, I guess we could have done the other one, yeah.
I don't even know what you're doing.
I don't even know you anymore. But
That was a solo thing.
pretty rough chapter 2, but we got through it.
Yeah.
We had a couple little flings.
I have a love-hate relationship with chapter 2 for sure.
2 is definitely the longest, I think, between 2 and 5. The longest
emotionally?
chapters. Everything. But you do see the kids here up in this attic. We kind of made our way through the rooftops, and they found a nice little spot away from the world where they can just enjoy being kids.
Another thing about Zoops is you have to be within, I don't know, kind of in sight of the other person. How would you describe that? Not at a
to some degree.
Yeah.
You.
I'm still trying to figure out what happened at the crane and why I didn't zoop.
Yeah.
And I think it was because I was too far back on that platform.
We still get weird reactions sometimes from these little zoop tricks. So we think we know what they're doing, but sometimes we're still surprised.
This is part of the reason why we have input control.
Yeah. A lot of times we're like, we hit the buttons. Go back and see if we hit the buttons. We swear.
Yeah. The joys of co-op.
But so that's chapter 2. We do quit and continue when we... So the main hub of the game is this lighthouse that we found at the end of chapter 1. And you access the 7 main chapters, or I guess the other 6 main chapters of the game, through the lighthouse, through these like little portals. And there's also 20 challenge levels kind of scattered throughout the lighthouse. There's, I think, 4 per chapter between 2 through 7. And they are a lot more difficult than the main game, which is kind of nice. So you got like the main game, which is pretty chill. I think it's, you know, friendly for all sorts of gamers. And then the more intense... Oop. I'm surprised we didn't cancel there. You want to try the ground fling or P-swing? P-swing?
I forgot the ground fling setup. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
That was a really good piecing.
Yeah.
What the heck?
We're going to be trying to skip a cutscene here. This one's a little tricky, so let's go. 1, 2. Hey, when it works, it works.
First try?
If I can get down. So there's an invisible... I'm trying to get off this invisible wall. There we go.
Okay.
Jeez.
And now I'm doing the David Blaine float in the air thing. Okay.
So the funny thing with that one is it's a really short cutscene, but it's just something we've always done where we try and get over that invisible wall. Ceebs definitely has the hardest job, I think, in this game, trying to cancel. She does a good job, so I am very happy. Oh, get over the barn! Close.
Close.
So we always try, or mostly always try for that fling. Sometimes you can just completely clear this barn. So you see the adults there, little shadowy figures. The good thing about getting in the barn, oh, I thought I was up there, is that coming out of it, you always get some ground flings if you play your cards just right.
Yes.
And so we're going to be trying for another ground fling.
If this doesn't work, I'm gonna
Which
cry.
I'm kind of scared because the whole
cancels and
zooping thing.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
Okay.
So wish us luck.
I'm 4.
1, 3. Ah, got something. Got a good beefy one. Let's go.
We sure did. Wow.
Okay, that went about as well as it's ever gone. So shout outs to InstaSpeedathon for the good luck vibes. Oh yeah, I forgot you had to wait for me. So that's a good example of a ground fling that goes correctly, doesn't get you tangled in the ground, which can happen a lot. And
I was trying to zoop to you. Big sad. I'm still not zooping. I'm still not zooping.
I have to like watch the replay on that one.
I'm holding it.
And that's the thing. Sometimes you like I can hear her controller. She's like smashing the crap out of the buttons, and it just doesn't work. So we've come to
the fear builds.
we've come to expect it to work every time, and we're trying to push the game as far as we can. And I know that's not great, and it's just trying to like hold on for dear life at this point. But really, the game plays
beautifully,
exceptionally well.
Oh my gosh.
If you have ever played the first Unravel, it handles even better than that, and that was a great little puzzle platformer.
Yeah.
I can't stress how great both of these games are and how good of a job Coldwood Interactive did in making these.
Absolute beautiful games all around.
So we have our first kind of mini boss of the game, this crazy grouse that we're going to be trying to avoid for the rest of chapter 3.
Once it's dead.
I'm going to try for the fling.
Let's do it.
Swing fling. So sometimes we can get a nice little fling here. We'll see what happens. Ah, I thought it might. Oh, you got over.
I got
Let's see if I can climb up.
If not, I can get the checkpoint.
Sometimes it'll tangle on the
top. Well, the like quote unquote top.
I think we're tangled. I can't.
Wait,
get
let
up.
me get the. Can I get the checkpoint?
I think we both have to be there, but
Bummer. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. No big deal.
Empire.
Worth a shot.
Empire strat.
Yeah. Shout out to Empire and Mikey Dubs for finding out a slightly different method to get the bird's attention.
Unfortunately, it's better than the method we were using before.
Yeah.
Even though I prefer the one we were using before.
So, yeah, it's kind of hard to describe, but there's that can on the bottom, and we would use that and kind of zoop through the can, and it might have worked like half the time if we were lucky. Probably less than that.
No way. We had skills to pay the bills.
But yeah, Empire and Mikey Dubs found a much better way, especially in co-op, because you can zoop back together.
Yeah,
like, you can still use that method in solo, but you have to kind of run back and re-merge. Oh, I'm just going with you. Forgot. Solo.
That solo got you messed up.
Okay. We're going to be trying to mess with the bird here. This is actually going to lose us a little bit of time. Oops, if I do it right. But it's too funny not to try it, so we will take that time loss.
That's why we skipped chapter 1.
Yeah, we saved enough in chapter 1 to hopefully
so we
do
can
some
show you guys this
bird shenanigans.
I don't feel like I went back far enough.
So for some reason, if you kind of reset this part of the game, yep, we got it.
Okay. Yay!
The bird freaks out, and there should be 2 birds coming up at the end of this next section, which is the end of chapter 3. We're not exactly sure why and what's going on, but if we played our cards right, then there will be 2 birds. There we go.
Yay!
Got the double bird.
I love that.
So that's, yeah, it's not really supposed to happen like this, but just a little...
For as many times as that grouse has destroyed us, though, I never get sick of messing with
this is our small little payback.
Yeah.
Just to mess with them. For wrecking,
that was a good double bird.
All the time.
you timed that perfectly.
Shout outs to the real life grouse that kind of inspired this inclusion in the game.
They heard they watched a video about a news reporter getting attacked by a grouse. And
found it pretty funny. They put it in the game. We are quitting and continuing when we get back to the lighthouse. We're playing on PC, so it does save time. There's a little lighthouse animation or cutscene that plays every time you come back from a level. There's little sparkles that you can collect. I think there's 6 to 11-ish per chapter that you can collect, and they kind of fly off when you get back into the lighthouse and fill in these paintings that are on the walls of the lighthouse. So by quitting and continuing, you skip that cutscene and save a little bit of time. If you're playing on console, if you're playing on just a regular hard drive, it may or may not be worth doing the quit and continue. Sometimes the loads take longer than it would just to watch the cutscene. If you have a solid state, then definitely quit and continue, and you can save a good chunk of time than by just kind of chilling out. Yep.
I don't know what I was waiting for.
Just the right moment. Oh! Here we go. We got the zoot cancels.
Alright.
It's not the controllers, I swear. I mean, it is the controllers. Wait, what am I saying? So a couple of boost cancels get us up. So sometimes we have to interact with the game. We haven't found a way, or nobody's found a way to skip this part. So when there's these 2 sparkles that show up on the screen, that was weird.
Yeah.
And you got to see it, I guess, in chapter 3 in the barn, but they like energize the environment, and we're allowed to get through whatever like black webbing is blocking us from moving on.
That doesn't seem like it's gonna work.
Yeah, swings, like optimal swings, are a big component in a good run. See if I can get up there. Alright, we're gonna try for a mega swing here. No flings, just a good, there we go.
That was nice.
So that one doesn't use a fling, but it still does some pretty good distance. And when you're playing in no major skips, or even the middle category, that doesn't allow for flings, these mega swings are a great way to move around. Don't flip.
It's every... Sad.
Yeah, when we expect flips and we don't get the flips, we've come to get very sad.
Yeah, we almost personally offended.
But just a nice little like platforming section right there in between. Whoop. That's an example of a not so great swing. We'll be trying for another mega swing here. And this one will hopefully kind of swing past where we would otherwise do about 3 or 4 other swings. Ah, got the cutscene.
Dang.
So we get to see the birds fly over.
Yeah, because we landed on that log, we get to see the birds.
But,
a nice log, though.
Yeah, and it's just one of the examples where you do one big swing instead of doing 3 or 4. Oh, goodbye. Oh, yes! We went through the boulder. Let's go. Okay. Little baby.
Little.
We'll take it. But, yeah, just when you can do one swing instead of doing 3 or 4. Kind of the old work smarter, not harder type of mentality.
Fling.
Fling. Little baby fling. Yo, Scorpion! Fellow solo and co-op runner. The madman himself that tried 1 player 2 controller. My bad. That was a P-swing, wasn't it?
I think it's supposed to be.
So, we were supposed to swing over stuff, but I kind of screwed that one up. We'll try for another fling here. Hopefully it goes a little bit better. A little one.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Oh, hey,
It's like the worst spot that could have happened.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll pull you up. Alright, you want to skip the fish?
Skip the fish.
Alright, so there is a fish down there in the bottom left, but if we zoop at the right time, we kind of skip the trigger for it. And so unfortunately, that was a nice swing. Fortunately for the game, there's not going to be a fish. Just take our word for it that there is one.
And it's scary.
Yeah, fortunately for us, it makes this section a lot easier. So we're going to just do a mega swing.
That is a mean fish.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're kind of jumping around these lily pads and the fish is just coming up underneath and trying to eat you from time to time. There is a funny glitch that you can sometimes get with the fish, though. Oh, I hit the thing. And so at the very end of the chapter, sometimes it'll just kind of come out of nowhere and eat one of the yarnies.
I was late.
That's fine. Oh yeah, shoutouts to Scorpion and Ganja Goddess for finding a great way to boost up walls.
Yes.
A few months ago.
Or just getting a little bit more vertical height, which we refer to as G-boost, but
yeah, they found a really great way to
it just got us a little bit higher.
Get around the game, and it made things that were really tough a lot easier.
Yeah.
So big shoutouts to them. Big shoutouts to Pokewigs and Stir Meal, of course, for finding zoops and flings. Those are crazy. Let's see, we got Dr. Cool and Squibbles, I think.
Yeah.
For finding and kind of like finding a good spot to use partner swings and what have turned into mega swings.
Yeah, people kind of find their things and apply it to the game, and it's a fun thing to kind of insert at some of the points that we might not have thought about.
Yeah, everybody's found like different ways to optimize the game, and it's come together to make for really fun runs.
Yeah, and also something that you can kind of personalize, since a lot of these things there's not a huge time difference between.
Yeah, there's so many ways to play the game now. It's nice that if there's a way to do it that seems difficult or just not working out for you, then there's 3 or 4 other ways that do the same thing. There's also a bit of a no major skips guide, I think, tutorial-ish, put together by this guy, R6, and Miss Ray. So it kind of goes through chapter by chapter, and it gives you a little bit of a kind of explanation on some tricks and what to do and routes and stuff. So there's some pretty good resources available for the game. I think the speedrun page has most of those. But
you look at me like I don't know.
For the most part, the game is pretty self-explanatory once you kind of figure out the zoop and zoop boost. It's just a matter of like how much you want to mess around with it.
This is chapter 5, my least favorite chapter.
I guess, yeah, we kind of skipped over. The kids have been escaping the adults this whole time.
Yeah.
In this chapter, they do a little bit of trespassing into this.
Just a touch of trespassing.
It appears to be like a weapons manufacturing facility.
Yeah.
At some point, there's going to be some damage that we may or may not be involved with with the factory, but I think some of those cutscenes we're actually skipping, so we'll kind of go over them as we go by them. You want to go climb it or forklift?
Forklift.
Okay. There is a way to climb up this brick wall, but...
Wait, I forgot to do the second half.
I mean, we could always boost up, but we'll just do it our old trusty, quote-unquote, intended way.
It's a fast forklift.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Most of these, like, if there's multiple ways to do it, a particular puzzle room, there's very little difference time-wise between them all. So it's really up to what's a personal preference and what's easiest to kind of
Or in our case, what we're used to.
Yeah. Yeah, at one point, there were so many different ways to do things that it was hard to try and remember which one we wanted to go with. So Ceebs would be doing one thing, and I'd be going for another thing, and we're like, oh, wait. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. So a little bit of backpacking going on in this chapter. It's the most solo-ish in terms of chapters, because there's a lot of just movement and not a whole lot of tricks you can do. The environment and how the chapter's set up makes it so that there's only so much you can do. And with how like the chapters are, how each section's kind of, or all the sections are intertwined, kind of depends on what you can do as far as out of bounds stuff.
And
so
unfortunately, we found skips for a lot of these things. They're just not good skips.
Yeah.
So we've looked.
Hello, baby one. But so for a lot of this chapter, it's going to be just kind of the intended strats and just playing the game like you would casually. So I think that's part of the reason why we're like, it's not our favorite. We don't get to do all the flashy tricks and all the stuff to blame our controllers on.
But however, it's like a beautiful level design and flows together really nicely. It's just for our...
And it's dangerous and crap, so we're always dying in this level, so that's
all the time.
Obviously another reason why it's not our favorite.
Yeah.
Just because it's...
horrible checkpoints and dying all the time.
Yeah, this is usually where runs go to die. Ooh. Or, I guess if a run is own pace and you're doing well out of 5, it's like, all right,
yeah,
let's go. So it goes either way. Here we'll do a nice little boost just to get past this little bit, and then be trying for a dangerous fling. This one can go poorly very quickly.
Under.
Not if you go under. Yeah, for some reason, sometimes we get these under flings when usually on the fling, the yellow yarny will go up and around. Sometimes, again, we don't know why exactly, but it will go under, and you can still get a bit of a fling from it, but it's a lot harder to control.
It's just not as saucy.
It doesn't seem to work very well. So it must have something to do with like string length and when you let go, but we're always a little disappointed when that happens.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting to land on there.
So in this next part, instead of doing this fire maze puzzle, we're just going
to... I don't like any... I have nothing good to say about the fire maze.
Alright, got over. We're gonna just climb up this wall and get out of bounds and skip all of this mess.
This part's pretty cool though. I mean, it's dangerous, but it's fun.
And we're just babies. Like, this doesn't actually save. This might save a couple seconds maybe, but we just don't want to die. So
yeah.
We're just gonna go the route to live.
Living.
And that's a spot where those G-boosts really came in handy before we found what we're calling kind of goat climbs right now. So shoutouts to Neo Phenom.
Yeah.
So we were looking up glitches for a different game on YouTube and just kind of like searching to see if anybody found something. And for some reason we were just like, why don't we look and see if there's anything for Unravel? At this point we've been playing the game for I think over a year.
Yeah.
And you know, we're trying everything that we could have. We're kind of at the point where we thought we had found everything that there was. And we found a video that was like a year old Oh shoot!
No.
I think I can undo it.
Oh.
I could have, but alright, screw it. We found a video of somebody climbing up walls on console, which at the time nobody was able to do. There was a way you could climb up walls in PC, but by using the keyboard where you can like use 2 buttons at once. And so when we found that somebody was climbing up walls in console, I guess it was more of a big deal for solo because we could kind of replicate what was being done with the zoops and zoop cancels. Close. And so it like just blew our minds.
Yeah, that was awesome to see.
That Strat had been around for so long and nobody knew about it. Are we trying? YOLO!
Oh, we made it!
Alright. Oh no!
Okay, let's get the safety.
Yeah. So this is another dangerous one where we don't have a really good checkpoint, so we're going to do a bit of a safety...
Okay, this is the double zoop.
A bit of a safety save, kind of, to get that checkpoint there. This is not going to go well.
Yeah, it is. Heck yeah.
That'll work. So that's a... Oh boy. Okay. So sometimes that box, when you skip ahead, it doesn't like it. The game does not appreciate you skipping boxes.
No.
But that is a co-op way to kind of skip ahead into a box that you're really not supposed to be into.
There's supposed to be a lid on this right now.
So this box is supposed to be covered up. I got you.
I didn't realize that.
And there's supposed to be a covering for it and stuff. That was,
That was so scary.
Good job getting the L2 right there. You can also skip ahead to that box in solo. It's a little bit more swaggy because you use the box that's coming out on that conveyor belt and you jump off the edge of it at just the right time and you can jump into that box that we got onto. So
yeah, that one takes a lot more finesse and timing where we just hurl ourselves into that direction.
But if you don't get that safety checkpoint, then you gotta make it or else you go all the way back.
And those parts, those pistons that are going up and down, something that we call deep fryers. But that's one of my least favorite parts in the whole game. So to play it again is almost heartbreaking whenever you're, especially if it's an actual run.
Yeah, and the any percent in middle category, chapter 5 is way more dangerous because we're going for skips and cutscene stuff that's not great.
I really wanted it.
Alright, we'll try one more time. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Oh!
No!
No, okay, one more.
Nope.
No!
I got knocked out.
No!
Alright, so we were trying to go for a right side out of bounds here. We'll go for the left side and kind of settle.
We were so close. We were there.
So you can get out of bounds either way.
I don't even remember how to go this way.
On either side, left and right. If you go out on the right side, and when you fall back inbounds, you pretty much fall to the end of this whole section. So instead of doing that, we have to fall to the left side. We'll come down at the end of the cutscene that we skipped by doing the out of bounds. And so at least we got to do our little flame race. So we're going to be trying to avoid these little flames.
It's been a while.
Oh no!
We made the same mistake.
So we always try and see who can get down faster. Yes!
You win.
It's almost always Ceeb, so I'm gonna take the...
I'm proud of you.
I'm happy. And then like half the time by doing the race, one of us just gets stuck and dies.
Yeah, because they're trying to go too fast.
Yeah, it's usually me, so I'm always scared to be out. For a long time, it's just something where I would backpack and let her do it because she was better. So that's what we would have skipped had we have gone out of bounds on the right side, but it's just a little bit difficult with that goat climb. Did I go too far? Okay, no.
I'm really not looking forward to this. Number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already too low.
So there's a little bit of a cutscene here that we can potentially skip by what we've kind of come to call yarn juggling.
Yeah.
It's... I wish it was easier.
It's stupid.
It should be. It probably
a terrible
is easier,
idea.
just not for us. Where you have to zoop and cancel at just the right times consecutively, about 5 or 6 times, to get high enough and far enough to skip the trigger for that cutscene.
When zoops have a hard time working once.
Yeah. So Instead, we'll just do these cancels and... Whoa!
Did I go through the bottom?
We're gonna have to watch that cutscene again.
Yeah.
So that's not cool. I guess there's no point trying to do the...
Did I go through the bottom?
I don't know.
Did I?
So we'll chalk that up to something that we've never seen before.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess I'll just cancel you regardless. I thought... So sometimes you can kind of clip through a little bit of an edge of like a physical object, which is what we just saw there.
But
so,
that was...
Just a heads up.
That was through...
The patented, copyrighted marathon luck.
Oh yeah. Alright.
So when you don't get stuck in a metal beam, you can just kind of jump around. Ooh, you got it this time.
I got it. How did I end up there?
Like going out of bounds right there, you just skip a little bit of a cutscene and puzzle interaction. But yeah, it's chapter 5. It gets a little bit loud here at the end of this chapter. We power up a otherwise not working forklift.
No!
And it comes to life, kind of barrels through the barrels of us and everything.
And then, this is, yeah. And then we're finally out of chapter 5 and breathe a sigh of relief that that's behind us now.
But you see the kids, they've made it through the destruction unscathed.
Yeah, they were kidnapped at some point, I don't know.
Yeah, one of the little boy, I think, was put into an office that when we went out of bounds with the levers and the steam, there's a lever that you pull and it kind of does like a cutscene, which is what we wanted to skip. That takes forever. And you see that the pipes kind of fall and the little boy gets out.
We destroy the factory. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. But yeah, it's chapter 5. We're going to be going to chapter 6, which is... Starts off not too bad. Everything is just a nice little walk in the forest, and then things get a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we can get some flings and see if our zoops and zoop cancels want to play nice.
Yeah, we'll see.
It'll help.
This one's dangerous. Throwing ourselves around and landing who knows where because a lot of things are on fire.
Yeah. So we skip the cutscene where you see how the fire starts, but at some point, we're just gonna be kind of running around, and all of a sudden everything will be on fire.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So we'll spend the rest of the chapter trying not to land in it.
Yeah. So the mini boss of this chapter is Mother Nature herself.
Yeah. The mini boss of every game, really.
But there's some pretty good co-op full boosts and cancels and stuff that we'll be trying to do.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, in the hole. Sorry.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that puzzle has seen so many different variations. I think that's one of the most changed ones from
reworked puzzles
when we started playing the game to where it is today.
And you might be thinking, well, why didn't you just do the one that you just did? Because it does just seems like a smart, easy solution, right? Yeah, that's what we thought when we thought of it.
So here's where the cutscene where the fire starts, and by doing a zoop at just the right time, you skip that trigger, and so eventually, I should have zooped up. Nope. And eventually the music changes, and there we go. We got the flames. Now it's game on.
Yeah.
Just keep moving.
Yeah, the flames will continue to creep up.
Yeah.
On you.
Yeah, so you can't really lollygag anywhere.
No.
Which luckily for the speedrun, we're not trying to just chill out anywhere, so it's not that big of a deal, but it does make some future flings and boost a little bit more tricky.
In the casual version, it really adds a sense of urgency to this level.
But this definitely has a banger of a track.
Yeah.
I will say all the chapters have really great songs to them and soundtrack. The soundtrack to this whole game is just... It never gets old.
I really
which is
enjoy it.
a good thing because we played this game
Yeah.
way more than we should.
Yeah. I'm never sick of the music though.
And that's one of the fun things about the indie percent category is you never really know what you're gonna get. You know what to expect if things go well, and even then, sometimes you get better flings, and you know maybe one day you get lucky with the skateboard, and it takes you all the way to the end of chapter 2 in like 6 minutes. Oh, that was early.
Skirt.
So, if you like a little bit of randomness, but also just potential for really crazy runs, and any percent is definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
If you want a little bit more structure in your life and kind of set boundaries of how good a run can be, then there's a no major skips category, and there's a middle RMS category. I don't really remember what that one stands for, but it is basically no major skips without a bounds. And no major skips just means no flings and no like the skateboard trick, no really random stuff. So it still allows for all the zoops, all the zoop boosts, but you just can't cancel them, which still a fun run. Still a fast run too.
Yeah. Yes.
Alright, try for the fling at the end. Whoop.
I fell off.
Alright, I don't know if we get back up. Nope, not like that. I thought the fires would come for us. Nope,
Right,
no big deal.
Keep going.
Oh, you don't want to try for it? If you had fallen out, I said, let's just go, but let's go for it. Get over the tree! Worth it. Why not?
Well, we went for it.
Alright, this little trick coming up.
This little number.
Called firewalking. So this is actually doable in solo as well. It's just way tougher. It's a lot easier when you don't have to jump and merge and unmerge and all that stuff by yourself. So shoutouts to, I think it was Pokewix that found that one.
No.
I think so.
Really?
They came in a
No,
spurt.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I know Riles might have been the first one to put it into a solo run. We're gonna try for a kind of risky but really hard to get. Go! Oh yes! Yes! We got the ground fling! Oh, please don't kill us. Holy crap. Okay,
wow.
That was a pretty good one.
See, this is why.
Yeah, that's the joy of 80%. Like, sometimes you get lucky and you get a good ground fling.
Yeah, ground flings. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm pretty excited for that one. That one is...
I think we've only gotten 3 other times.
It's so tough because the timing's really tight.
And you're on a hill, so sometimes if your angle's weird, it won't zoop. So then you just like are waiting for the flip, and you press the buttons as hard as you can, and nothing happens.
Or like half the time we get tangled in the ground. So,
oh yeah, a lot.
It's that InstaSpeedathon luck. So thank you guys.
Yeah. I'll take falling through the floor at the end of 6 for that, you know?
We're always pretty juiced.
Not the end of 6, the end of 5, obviously. We're at the end of 6.
So we skip, unfortunately, we skip a bunch of the chapter doing that, but I mean, I guess fortunately, this is a speed run.
Right, yeah.
So a little bit of as-intended gameplay here.
I thought it was gonna burn.
No, there's plenty of time, don't worry. Actually, I guess there's not. We're getting to the end of the chapter. So luckily, whoops, we do get to save these horses that are stuck in this barn. We get some Yarny fireman action.
Fire faction. Wow, we got that ground fling. That was awesome.
Thank you, game. Thank you, buttons, for working.
Yeah.
It's a really
co-op
love-hate
partner.
relationship with these controllers sometimes.
Yeah.
And then we get that sometimes.
Am I in the ground?
Yeah. I'm gonna go and restart. I'd much rather get stuck on this one than get stuck on the other one.
Absolutely.
So we can't really help ourselves but to try every ground fling we can. And the end of this chapter is literally like 10 seconds away. But we went for the ground fling anyway. Oh, we got it. Okay. We can't help it. So yeah, that's all we wanted to try and do.
But instead, I think you canceled me
In the ground.
into the ground.
Yeah.
So I was off into Yarny heaven. Whoa.
So that was a bit of a wild 6.
That was a wild 6.
Um,
Wowie.
Coming up, we used to not really enjoy 7 a whole lot,
But now,
but cooperatively, Chapter 7 is one of our favorites.
yeah, it's the icing on the cake.
We'll kind of explain when we get to it, but it's broken up into like 2 main sections. The first section, you actually start out, you go right to left. We don't know why, but it's interesting.
It's symbolic.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so yeah, you just, all of a sudden you're going right to left. You get some little flame creatures to evade for the first little bit, and then you get inside this water mill, and there's some really cool co-op ways to just pretty much skip all that stuff.
Some really hard puzzles, casually, but really fun to skip.
Yeah, level 7 is like sonically, visually, it's just really nice.
Yeah.
It's a great way to end it. And then at the very end of the game, you get this double jump ability out of nowhere.
Yes.
And it's just like it's game on.
Yeah.
So
It's
hopefully it goes well.
All 3 sections are just real fun.
But yeah, we get this nice little like angelic music to accompany us as we do a bit of swinging. Again, if you get good swings, you're good to go. And it's like 70% of this game is swinging, so work on your swings, and the rest of the game, it's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Especially in co-op, where if you want to do flings or
when you're swinging each other
partner
around.
swings and mega swings, kind of figuring out the timing for that really comes in handy. So you see the kids, they're escaping these shadowy adults in the background. They're climbing up and over and into this water mill. And so we're going to be making our way through, and then eventually we're going to be pulling a couple levers to open the floodgates. And that will take us to our new favorite part of the game.
Yeah.
So here we'll be doing some co-op only stuff. Make this section a little... Oh, did I go too early? Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
I still don't know how I got the 2 wall jumps up there that one time.
Yeah.
I think about it now every time.
So that puzzle was always fun because it was a bit long-winded. You had to kind of go around and use these levers to like move the top thing up and down.
Yeah, I was confused.
This is the only puzzle that changes this from a no major skips to an 80% chapter, because we go over this wall right here. Otherwise, the rest of this can be done kind of inbounds.
But to do that puzzle isn't terribly fast.
Yeah, that one only saves maybe 5 or 10 seconds. Oh, I almost did the solo stuff. Oh, okay. That one's a nice setup when it goes like this whole inside in chapter 7 goes really quickly when everything works.
Another goat climb
a
here.
nice fluid motion.
The biggest advantage of goat climb is that you get to do that. No, is that you're together at the top.
Yeah. So here we go. We're going to pull these levers and open the floodgates, and then we have this nice rapid section to finish off the game. Back before we really got to partner swings. Oh yeah, the adults are down there. Before partner swings and mega swings really took over, for us at least, somebody would do this whole section themselves. The other person would backpack and like pretty much leave the room.
I'd like start dinner, go to the bathroom.
There was really no point to being out. There is the potential to zoop together to avoid. There's a bunch of flames in the water, and so you could always kind of save yourself, but you are also as likely to tangle for some reason in this chapter or in this part of the game. So it was almost just better to stay together. And
we don't love playing together a whole lot. If we're together, it's mostly for safety.
Yeah.
So
personally, it's more fun to play the game than just kind of wait for your turn to move somebody up and then leave. But to each their own. There's definitely, it's not always the best thing when we're both out and we make a lot of mistakes.
We definitely can be our own worst enemy in that way.
But we also can find some interesting things that we may not otherwise find by just doing stupid stuff. So
yeah, like
shout outs to trying dumb things, and big shout outs to ceebs for being very patient and helping try a bunch of stupid stuff that ended up, you know, doing some cool stuff. But yeah, the rest of this chapter is just these kind of lightning rod looking things. Yep. B-swing.
B-swing.
Quick and easy.
Quick and easy.
So by using these mega swings and the double jump that you get, you do a mega swing, a double jump, then merge and unmerge and do another double jump. Oh, nice. And you can cover like insane distances really quickly. So this is a huge co-op friendly chapter. Oh, that was a good one.
Out.
And by doing this, you just move so much quicker. And there's no puzzles or anything really to skip, so it's nice that you're not really missing much. Too high. Too high. Are we gonna make it to the... Oh no, that's so sad. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. I'm glad you do this solo, because I don't know most of this stuff.
We'll be trying for... It was like 5 or 6 mega swings to kind of get around this chapter.
Out.
And by doing these, you just... Again, by doing like one big swing, you skip having to do...
A bunch of little ones.
Yeah. And it also gives us both something to do, and it's a lot more fun for us personally. So.
And it looks cool. I think.
When you're just like flying around, this is... It's made the Rapid in 7 so much more fun.
It became my favorite chapter. Out.
It's just so satisfying to do.
Oh,
got it. Uh-oh. Alright. So,
nice. That was smart.
so we're actually coming up to the end of the run pretty soon. We got another maybe 10 to 20 seconds. We got one more big P-swing that we're going to try and get right here to take us pretty much to the end of the chapter. Oh, that was kind of low. We might make it. Let's go. So here, we're going to climb up this log. At the very end, we ride down this tree, and then once we go off screen and it goes to black, will be time.
It's right as we
So
get to the bridge.
One more big jump here, and then time should be coming up just about right now. So yeah, that's
GG,
Unravel
sweetheart.
2. Yeah, good game.
Mm-hmm.
I highly recommend both Unravel and Unravel 2. Great games.
A lot of fun.
Beautiful.
No matter how you play them.
Want to thank InstaSpeedathon for letting us run this.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for watching and hanging out with us.
You're most welcome. Thank you very much for taking part today. Final time on my end, 55 minutes, 50 seconds, 0.5.
Okay.
Quite proud of that time. Yeah.
Very good. Very, very good. And thank you very much for running that. That looked really, really good. When I was looking at the submission, I just thought, oh, this game looks so cute. I cannot say no to that. So
good.
Thank you very much for running this at InstaSpeedathon. It's been such a pleasure to watch that, then.
Thank you for having us.
You are most welcome. So finally, we just want to, before we end the run, just a quick reminder to everybody, of course, that we are doing this as a charity event for EveryoneCan. They're a fantastic charity. They're based in Manchester in the UK. We're trying to raise £300 for them by the end of today, if we can. If we can get to that, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Let's smash that goal. But at least, please, 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 can we get to £200 at least? Because that would be even better. If we can get to £200, that'd be great. But I would love if we could smash our goal. We've only got 2 runs left to do it. So please get those donations in. I am posting a link periodically in the chat, but there's also a link down in the panels below underneath the stream. Thank you to ripWSB, that's the one, and ceebs5 for the run of Unravel 2. That was such an amazing thing to watch. Would you like to say any final words before we end?
No, just thank you, and we appreciate it. Donate if you can. And thank you for...
Thanks to all the runners and everybody kind of watching these runs and
being a part of it.
Participating. Yeah, doing a good job, raising some good money for good people, and heck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Thank you very much for taking part, and hopefully we'll see you again at the next event.
Thank you.
You're most welcome.